Well, hi there, everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here on this Monday morning. A brand new week started. We are now into the second half of the month of August. The dog days of summer continue with the heat, the humidity sticking around, but there could be some big changes to that. Less than a week from now, we could start to see some big changes to our temperature profile here. Still have some lingering showers and storms this morning as of the time of this recording, kind of right in here. They're exiting out though, and there are a couple of showers and weak thunderstorms in the southern panhandle. This is an area we'll keep an eye on for maybe a stray shower thunderstorm to move into here. I don't officially have anything in the North Platte forecast for this morning, but maybe we'll throw in a 20% chance in here. But again, later today is when I'm more focused on those chances of thunderstorms. Most of us, it's going to be sunny. It's going to be a hot and muggy day out there. And then again, thunderstorms firing up 4 or 5 o'clock this afternoon, really getting going this evening. We're going to watch that severe thunderstorm threat. There is going to be a chance of some strong to severe storms. Even further into the night after dark, still a chance of severe weather. Later in the night, they will eventually weaken as they push eastward. And I think by tomorrow morning, most of any kind of severe weather threats easily gone. But there could be a few lingering showers and weak thunderstorms to start off your Tuesday morning. That should gradually clear out during the morning. Back to mostly sunny skies for a lot of us. Still some heat out there, still some humidity for another day, maybe a touch cooler on Tuesday. But overall, it looks like the quiet weather might stick around then Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning. Most of us won't see any additional thunderstorms. Now, this could change as we get a new update that's going to come out sometime between 7 and 8 o'clock this morning from the Storm Prediction Center. But as of the latest update that came out about 12:30 this morning, most of the area included in a slight risk of severe storms from the Storm Prediction Center, with a marginal risk surrounding that in green. That does include eastern Nebraska and northern portions of Kansas. But again, a large part of our area included in that level 2 out of 5 slight risk of severe weather. Biggest threats will be winds or hail, especially early storms. Big hail, an inch in diameter or larger, and then some damage and wind gusts, maybe the biggest threat for most of us. Again, as those storms become less hail makers and more wind makers as they push eastward here. Tornado threat, pretty slim. I wouldn't completely rule it out, but it is a low end chance of an isolated tornado. Temperatures today are going to be hot. It's going to be topping out in the 90s across the area. Let's take a closer look all over the area. We'll start you off in the northwest, where again we'll be looking for some developing afternoon thunderstorms here and then pushing eastward this evening. Low 80s for the most part, right around 80 in Atkinson, 90s, low 90s, not 80s. Right around 90 degrees in Atkinson, 91 Ainsworth, 92 Brewster, 91 Broken Bow, 93 Arthur, Triumph, Hyannis. The hottest weather, as we typically expect, going to be in the south and southwest, topping out around 98 in several locations here in northern Kansas. 99 McCook, 98 Trenton, Cambridge, 95 in Elwood, 93 North Platte, 94 Ogallala. Again, maybe a low-end chance of rain this morning, but then that chance of storms developing late this afternoon, pushing eastward this evening. 92 Loop City, 93 in Kearney. Southeast areas exiting storms this morning right in here. Next chance will come in from the west tonight. Looking at 93 later today, St. Paul, Grand Island, Central City, 97 in Fairbury, Superior, 98 Belleville, Kansas. Same thing in Mankato there. I had to move it over just so you can see Mankato there, 98 as well. 96 Beatrice, 90 in Wahoo. Northeast Nebraska, upper 80s and lower 90s. Storms are exiting this morning. Next chance will come late tonight. We'll go 90 in Norfolk, Neely, 92 later today in Greeley. So there's a look around the area. Let's take a look at tonight. Tomorrow morning, 60s and lower 70s for lows. Maybe a touch cooler tomorrow, upper 80s and low to mid 90s for highs on your Tuesday. Tomorrow night, a little cooler tomorrow night as well, down into the 60s for the most part for lows, so not so many 70s out there on Wednesday morning. But then Wednesday, we're back up into the upper 80s and lower 90s, some mid 90s out there for Wednesday. The heat's actually going to build back in for one more day on Thursday. So Wednesday night to Thursday morning, 60s, but then it kind of heats back up a little bit on Thursday. We're talking, especially out west, we're talking upper 80s, low to mid 90s, some upper 90s possibly out towards the west. But after Thursday, the cool air that sits up here to the northeast is going to begin to dive in, and over again. We're going to get pushes of cooler air from the north and northeast as we head through the weekend right into next week. You're going to love that long-range forecast if you're a fan of fall-like weather. Let's take a look at that forecast again. We've got the dog days of summer for several more days. Toasty temperatures. Take out that chance of thunderstorms. And in fact, I'm going to improvise right here. I'm going to go into my editor mode, so my camera's not going to work for a little bit here. I'm going to go into my editor mode. As I put in that as a precaution because we had some storms developing close by Hastings earlier this morning. They have since moved out, so I'm no longer concerned about that. So I'm going to take that out. There's the new forecast. All right, let's jump back into that 7-day forecast with my camera back on. Again, storms won't come until tonight, more than likely not till after dark. There's a small chance in the evening, better chances 9 p.m. to about 1 or 2 a.m., and then that chance comes down, clearing out by about sunrise tomorrow. We're back to plenty of sun the next couple of days, lower 90s, maybe some upper 80s out there. A little warmer on Thursday, and then Friday morning, a small chance of a thunderstorm. Friday, a little cooler, mid-80s again on Saturday. Slightly better chance of a thunderstorm Friday night to Saturday morning. The best chance might be Saturday night to Sunday morning, and then a small chance on Sunday evening. And Sunday, we cool down even more. Look what is to come next week. Now keep in mind, Nebraska State Fair kicks off this Friday, right there where it starts to cool down. So 84 for Friday and Saturday. How about 77? And then look at that. Low and mid 70s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We could continue to see some off and on chances of rain and thunderstorms. That's almost fall-like, really. That's more like later September type temperatures right there. That'll be nice to have. Let's take a look at North Platte. Low 90s, low to mid 90s here. Chance of storms tonight, especially prior to midnight. Small chance after midnight. Should be done easily before sunrise, though. Back up to the mid 90s on Thursday, and then here comes the cooler air Friday, Saturday, more so on Sunday. Slight chance of the thunderstorms Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. But we will continue to see that trend of cooler weather for early next week. Low and mid 70s sounds absolutely wonderful. And this is all coming in. It's Canadian air that's going to be moving into the Great Lakes region, and we'll be on the edge of it, but it will back into our area. And I don't know why the colors aren't showing up here. It was on here earlier. Let's try this one more time. Maybe it'll come up this time. Let's hope. Maybe. Nope, they're not going to show up. Well, basically, here I'll just tell you what the colors were showing as of this morning. I don't know why it's not showing up. It disappeared on me. Right here, a lot of very cool air right in here. Still warm down south. The cool air actually extends to the desert southwest, and then the above average temperatures are up here. So cooler air here. There it is. Hey, there we got it. So I don't know why it didn't pop up on me. Sometimes this is an ingested file. It's an internet file, actually. So it was ingested here, KML file if you're familiar with those. But anyway, this is basically for the final 6 days of August. So we've got a nice cool end to the month, and possibly looking at near to above average precipitation for the end of the month as well. Let's take a look at some of the long range models. Now, these have been a big struggle lately. They have really struggled. The European, a little bit of rain and thunderstorm activity tonight. And then our chances get pretty low until early Friday morning as we get that cold front diving south. And then we'll get another chance Friday night to Saturday morning. Another chance Saturday night, Sunday morning. And then more Sunday night to Monday morning. And we may see some more chances beyond that later on next week as we get that cooler air settling in for several days. GFS model. Again, here come our storms tonight. Then our chances get pretty low. This is insisting on a Tuesday night chance. I'm a little iffy. I haven't seen too many models showing much for Tuesday night and a Wednesday morning. Really, I think we're looking at Friday morning for our next chance with that cold front coming through. And then a Friday night, Saturday morning chance a little bit better, and then Saturday night, Sunday morning might be one of our better chances. We'll see. We still have chances, but they start to shift to the south as that even cooler air comes in. That front's going to be well to our south by then. But as the front starts to reverse course and eventually maybe become more of a warm front later in the week, the chances might start to get a little bit better. We'll see. But hey, the big story is the cooler weather to come down the road. Got to deal with the heat for several more days. Here it is here. Here's the first signs of cooler air on Friday with that cold front, and Saturday, and then even cooler yet Sunday. And again, the big Canadian cool air moving in over the Great Lakes. We're going to be seeing much of the eastern half of the country settling into cooler air. Now, the European forecast model wants to start to bring in some warmer air late next week. Now, next week on Thursday, that Thursday night, that's the first Husker game in Kansas City. The European is different, though. The GFS is really holding on to the cool air late next week. So again, we've got warm air the next 4 days. And then here comes the first shot of cooler air Friday, Saturday. Even cooler Sunday. And then watch how the cool air expands. And this is more aggressive with the cooler air for a larger part of the country. Really shoves that warm air back to our west. So we could, if the GFS is accurate, we could really feel like fall for a large part of next week. All right, well, that is about all I have to show you all for today. So thank you, everybody, for watching on this Monday morning. I'll be back with you on Tuesday with all the latest. Take care, and God bless. Bye.